So today is day 5 of the Let It Go challenge, which means we have reached our halfway point, which is good news to me because that means I've been doing this for 5 days. It's been a 5 day journey. But I realized, well, I guess the more I started thinking about it, I guess there's like a spiritual importance about halfway points. Like if you think about it, like you're running a race or any anything that anything like that, once you reach the halfway point of it, it's almost ironic because that's like the hardest time. It seems like it would be the easiest, but for some reason I feel like when you reach the half point of things, like let's say you are on a diet, you don't want to eat this thing for a whole month. Well, when you reach like the middle of that month, like a couple weeks in, you've been without this thing for so long, you start thinking about it more, and it's like these you'll get challenged more because it's a journey, and you're halfway through with it. And it's now that we're going to be tested the most, and I can honestly say that that has happened to me today. Like from the moment I woke up today, it's like I was just tested. And one of the main things I'm letting go of with this whole thing is stress and anxiety and like worrying about things in the future or my past that I can't control. um, and that was like the plot line of today. Like as soon as I opened my eyes, like I was just being challenged, and these stress factors were trying to just shake me, and it's been a test all day. But I kept reminding myself that there's nothing I can do right now, and that it doesn't do any good to just become this negative, angry thing, right? But I did just think it was ironic that today, on the fifth day of this, I would be tested the most, and I think it's just because I'm a very spiritual person. So I'm looking at this like a journey, and like I'm halfway through a very big accomplishment of mine. And of course, negativity, it always gets worse before it gets better, type of thing. But I'm not going to let it get in the way. Still going to push forward and try to be positive. That's usually how I am anyway. But I'm calling this day the Don't Break Day because we're halfway through. And I wanted to talk about the spiritual meaning of getting halfway there, is because you're not quite done yet. You have to do what you did one more time. So in this instance, for an example, I've already recorded 5 videos. I've let go of something for 5 days, and in this case, there's 5 more days, and it doesn't stop there. But you see what I mean? I've done 5 days, and I need to do 5 more. So the halfway point is almost like whatever you've done, do it one more time. So if you're racing in a 2 mile race, you're gonna be most people, or in most cases, you're gonna be your tiredest at the 1 mile point. You have 1 more mile to go. Do what you just did again, and it's gonna seem like almost impossible, but we're powerful people. We can pull strength out of anywhere. So today, I don't know. I thought it would be good to do some writing. So see, I put write about what it means for you to let something go, or a time that you did let go. And also, I wanted today to be the day where it's okay to look into the past. And it's so ironic because that has been coming up anyways. Like, just negative things, that maybe decisions that you've made, or things that are out of your control right now that have happened to you in December and things like that. They're going to be coming back up. And it's okay to look in the past sometimes, I think. So that's what I put, is that we should look back into the past one more time and maybe write about a time that we let go of something or had to move on from something, you know what I mean? And write the ways that we grew, or write if it helped you or if it was hard, anything like that. I just find it good to kind of reflect in. I mean, writing really helps me, honestly. I actually forgot my 5 reasons at my other house, so I'm gonna start over, and I have that right here. And then at the bottom, I have where I'm gonna write about a time that I let go, and if I grew, if it was a good decision, if I regretted it, because it's just good to reflect on these things, especially during the halfway point when we're already thinking about giving up, or it already seems like things aren't working anyway. Like, what did I even do this for? Like it's hard to see the work that we put in when we have to do so much more work. We oftentimes see not how far we've traveled, but how much more we have to travel. And it's very exhausting in many ways, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally and spiritually. You know, I think this is a hard time for everybody. I definitely know the people around me, and I can just see it as energy that a lot of us are getting challenged, and I don't know. It happens. It's like energy around this time, but I have faith that everything's going to be okay, especially when we move into February and stuff like that. So today, I think we should just focus on, and I'm going to just focus on the fact that how far I've came. Like, that seems like a good message for today. Because things can be really tough if we keep thinking about, I mean, in a way, it depends on how you look at it, I guess. Because if you look at what you've been through and how far you've came and use that as courage and ambition to get even farther, great. That's a great way to look at it. But me, because I'm just a negative Nancy sometimes I look at what I've done, and if I don't have a direct positive result of that, I'm like, all right, what am I doing this for? Like, you know, what's the point? Like, this is not going to get anywhere. This is my forever. Nothing's ever going to change. There is a part of me, a part that I keep on a leash because I hate that part to come out in me. I get so discouraged and negative. That's why I try so hard 99% of the time to be so positive because it always can be worse, right? And that's just kind of what I try to remind myself of. And I guess that's what I'm going to keep in mind during this whole thing, that there's reasons for everything, just like I've said throughout this entire journey. And you can't get caught up in all the struggles or the struggles that still lie ahead, because that'll just discourage us and just, I mean, I think that there's a negative force that would like that. You know, it wants us to quit and give up and think that we can't do it, and then it wins, right? But that's not true. We're very strong. Everything happens for a reason. Everything we're going through is just making us stronger. It's preparing us for what's to come. And that's what I believe. Because I just believe everything happens for a reason. Especially your struggles. You know, everybody has struggles. I also wanted to talk about, like, for the more physical people, sometimes, I mean, I'm a good communicator and I'm very spiritual and things like that, but sometimes it's good. I mean, I guess that's what I mean when I write, because that puts it in physical form. And I think that makes it more real for some of us. So I wanted to talk about spiritual burning and cleansing, and how we can change our mindset and perception easier if we make something physical. And for example, sometimes when we go through something really serious in life, or when something happens dramatic or significant, someone will get a tattoo or cut their hair, because we want to take the physical, I mean, we want to take the energy that we're feeling, kind of like around the new year when we're just feeling so, that we have our energy inside that feels so new and it wants to release and it wants new beginnings because it can feel what's about to happen. Well, sometimes it makes it realer for us humans because we're living in a very physical 3D world. So it makes it real to have this tattoo. Like, when I accomplished this goal, I got this tattoo, and so every time you look at that tattoo, you remember that goal. So that's kind of what I mean by spiritual burning and cleansing. And what that is there is a shop in Lansing called Coyote Wisdom. And I remember around this time last year, or at some point last year, I went in there to find some crystals and some incense. But they had this basket outside of their store. And it said the burning basket. And it was so cute. It had a little writing on it, and it said, put anything in here that you would like. Anything that you would like to be purged out. And apparently every full moon they burn this basket. So I mean, I didn't snoop in there or anything, but there were just little pieces of like paper and pencils right there for you to write stuff. And I think that is so cool. I definitely wrote some things on the piece of paper and put it in there because I'm an energy believer. I believe that the more you focus on something and put power into something, the more real it becomes, you see. So if you're letting go of something like that, it's very spiritual. You know, when I was a kid, I used to drop things in rivers. Sometimes things I really wanted, you know, just to sacrifice it, I guess, or get rid of it if I was done with it or something. I don't know. But it is pretty spiritual. Sometimes it helps to see something leave your life. Because if it's a person and this person's still trying to come back, or if it's a habit like a drug, and these people that do these drugs just keep returning into your life, it's sometimes you need to make it a physical thing. It's less likely for us to, I don't want to say relapse because that's very drug related, but you know, just fall back and look into the past, you know, just give in to the things that we're better off without, and it'll just make our journey longer. It'll just make things harder for us. But I did think that was helpful for some people that, I mean, it even is helpful for me sometimes. And I wanted to tell this story. Some of you may not know, but my mom passed away. I don't keep track anymore, but it was more than a year ago. You know, like a year and a half or something like that. Well, I was really scared of some of the things that would come up after she died, like Mother's Day and her birthday and stuff. And it was for Mother's Day. It was the first Mother's Day last year. So I went out and got her a balloon, and I wrote a message on the balloon, and I wrote just my feelings out about my mom and kind of like a letter to her a little bit. And I went outside and I took this balloon and I just let it go. And I thought that was important to tell you today because I watched it and it got smaller. And it wasn't like I was letting my mom go, because that could never happen, but it did feel like I was letting the stress go of it. So, I don't know. That's something that some of us could do. And also, since it's day 5, it would be pretty helpful to look back on our 5 reasons, which I have right here. And after I record this video, I'm definitely going to write my new reasons for giving these things up and moving on. But the point is to stay strong today and not look back. Oh, look back one last time, just to reflect and see how we grew. But let's focus more on what we have left to do. Oh, and before I go, guys, I wanted to tell you a little bit about tomorrow, which is day 6, and I'm calling that the Angel Day, so definitely stick around for that. Tomorrow is going to be a very light energy, very positive vibes, where we talk about just being proud and more of a positive outlook on this, you know, and more about the number 6 and the angelic vibes and just very positive things. So I definitely wanted to touch on that a little bit before I ended the video. Definitely look forward to talking to you guys more tomorrow. I hope to see more of you there. I'm very excited. Feels like a way better energy than day 5. Alright, guys. Hope you had a good day today, though. Hope tomorrow is good, too. And I will talk to you tomorrow.